Good afternoon.
Hi, I'm
What?
Monica.
Hi, Monica. Uh, so, can you tell me a little bit about your experience at the Logan Correctional Center Law Library?
Um, I worked in the law library for 6 years. For the first three, or about the first 3.5, I worked in Lincoln, and then we all moved to Logan, and I continued to work there until my release. So it's been about 6 years altogether.
So, how does the law library get used at Logan?
People use it to try to fight their cases, usually on the appellate level for either the state or federal appellate courts. Um, we use it to support the writing of different grievances because the PLRA makes it hard, and so people use it to support the things that they have to do to file suit for 1983s or the class action lawsuits or individual suits. The Illinois Courts of Claim. Um, it's used for research purposes and for people to educate themselves, even if they're not fighting a case. They'll use it to try to help someone else who is.
And how many people do you think use it every day?
Oh gosh, on a slow day, we'll see about 20 people
Wow.
between 3 law clerks.
And who works in the law library?
Inmate law clerks, and 1 paralegal civilian staff who is our supervisor.
So, how did you get trained to work in the law library?
How do you get trained? Well, it helps if you know some stuff already. Um, Ideally, it is the paralegal that trains you, so that just depends on the paralegal who is actually your boss. When I first started, it was Tracy Hill is who trained me. So it was her and the senior law clerk, the senior inmate law clerk who trained me. Um, So depending on how much individual paralegal staff, civilian staff knows, is how much training you'll get. But usually, it's kind of the inmates who train each other.
Do you feel like there are enough books in the law library for people to be able to do a proper job researching?
Not nearly. Not nearly. There's only 3 clerks, and on a slow day, if we're seeing 20 people on a slow day, and we're only open for maybe 6 hours in total a day. So we need books so those people that are self sufficient can just take a book and go sit down and come to us if they have a specific question. Because we don't always have time to sit and work with everyone, and there are not enough books to go around. So if one person has 1 book, there's probably 3 more people waiting for that 1 book.
Are there any books that you felt like were missing from the law library? Or topics?
A lot of federal stuff is missing. Um, Really, the law library could really use the self-help type books. And I don't know if there's any specific names for those, but books that explain how to litigate in the federal courts, books that explain how to do a federal HABE and tell you what exactly is equitable tolling. Is because for a lot, it took us about 4 months to find out what equitable tolling was, to get a definition of equitable tolling.
So none of your books had it in it?
None of our books that we had this was the law library in Lincoln, none of the books that we had in the law library there at the time gave a definition of equitable tolling. All we knew was that you were equitably tolled, and if you missed your time frame, you were shot down. You lost by procedural default. So it was actually our boss who called her boss to find out exactly what equitable tolling was, because we couldn't get a definition in any of the books that we did have.
I heard when I was at Logan a couple of months ago that they didn't have any Supreme Court decisions past 1998. Do you know if that's true?
It was true for the first 2.5 years that we were in Logan. Right before I left in December, we got them up to 2013 or 14. But it took 2.5 years to get them.
Wow. Can you think of a time where not having enough books harmed people with their legal cases?
Yes, everybody that lost in the federal courts doing a federal HABE and a writ of cert because they were equitably told and did not know it.
Can you think of a time where the law library helped somebody and made a difference in their case?
Yes. We've got several people home on time. We've got several people the time that they were due that they spend in the county. We have done a couple of post convictions, which are basically you're saying that your constitutional rights were violated by the court in some way. So we've been able to get a couple of people home. We've also worked with a couple of girls from boot camp that were given boot camp when they went to their various county courts, and then when they got to IDOC told them that they weren't eligible, and then they were going to have to do X amount of years, and they did not have to do X amount of years. We got them sent back to their counties to be resentenced. So
Without a
it's a nice
properly
feeling to be able to get somebody home. Sorry.
Oh no, that's important, right? Without a properly stocked law library, how do you think the women will be affected?
The few remaining constitutional rights that they have will be trampled over like they don't even exist. So you have people that will be staying in prison longer than they necessarily have to. And it's taking away people's right to try. You're constitutionally guaranteed meaningful access to the courts, and you're not getting it if you don't have an adequately stocked law library and adequately trained law clerks.
So Monica, why are you making this video today?
Because I want to help, because I was in prison for 20 years, and because there are good people in prison, some who may or may not have done bad things, but there are good people there, and they deserve at least the chance to try to fight. I'm here because I promised to try to help, and if you have the chance to keep a promise, you're supposed to keep it. It's pretty plain. You know, I'm out here trying to help because I remember I'm one of the lucky few where the appellate process worked for me. I'm one of the lucky few that I had people that cared about me and loved me and believed in me and fought for me. And I'm home now when it could have been, I could have still been in the penitentiary with everyone else. But I'm home now and I have the chance to help. And I can remember needing mercy and not getting it and knowing how bad that felt. I can remember needing mercy and getting it and knowing how good that felt. So how could I not show that? I have to do this. I
So
have to.
if somebody has an opportunity to donate books to the Logan Library, what would you say to them?
Thank you on behalf of every woman that's locked up in every penitentiary everywhere. Thank you. On behalf of every prisoner, male and female, we would thank you. We would appreciate this so much. It would be such a gift. And even if it doesn't work, even if somebody fights their case to the bitter end and it doesn't work, the knowing that somebody cared enough to try. Thank you. They would say